Hello everybody, welcome to the Morning Crow Tarot Show. My name's Matt, and I hope this reading finds you well today. We're coming up on a new moon, and for me that's kind of a freeing sort of energy, though you could kind of think of it as in a uncontrolled. And whereas a full moon's a bit oppressive for me, some anxieties and whatnot, this is more of a free-flowing kind of thing, but at times it can get a little intense for me. So I'll just go ahead and start the reading by casting some runes out of this mead horn. It's a noisy process, so if you have any sound sensitivities, please turn down your volume in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We got 4. First one out. It was a horse rune. I gotta get a little bit of marker and fill that in a bit. I lost it in a candle once, or it showed up in a candle, I should say. And then Urus, the Auroch rune. Fehu, the first rune, rune of abundance. And Yara, the rune of seasons and cycles. Let's arrange these as such. In the right way. Get a better look there. Ewas, Urus, Fehu, Yara. If you notice an odd cut, it's because my camera wouldn't focus, so I had to tinker with it for a second. Sorry about that. But anyway, back to the reading. The first rune is Ewas. Rune, the horse rune, literally. Transportation, progress, or steady progress, really. And then Urus, literally ox. The Auroch rune, rune of strength and virility. And Fehu, the cattle rune, literally. So the rune of abundance and wealth. It's the first rune in the Futhark as well. And then Yara, literally year. The rune of the cycles, good harvest. So what I'm getting here is that Ewas and Urus together are talking about a steady kind of progress that is speeding up, and it's a progress that's heading towards wealth. And I feel like Yara here is a time marker, that this is something that will be, I'm thinking, in the fall. It's around the harvest season, so mid-October probably, but it could be any time in late summer to early fall, to mid-fall, let's say. It could also be some type of travel, but I'm really getting the sense that this is someone's progress towards abundance and wealth. So maybe you're saving money, maybe you'll be starting a new job, or maybe the job that you're at, you're going to be advancing in steadily and rapidly over the summer. I don't feel like there's a portent other than probably patience. Patience is key, and steadiness. Reliability. Constance. Maybe even a bit of predictability to a certain degree. Be reliable if you're working a job. If you're working for yourself, show up for yourself every day. But let's see what the cards say. Of course, I've smoke cleansed, used a singing bowl, and shuffled these, but I'll give them a couple more. And then we'll get started. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. please don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you'd like. It's always appreciated. Alright, a cut. We will get started here. Quadrant. The King of Wands. Captain Confidence. Crossed by. The Seven of Swords. The card of treachery and strategy. Above, the World. The end of a cycle. And the beginning of something new as well. And below, the Queen of Cups. The happy woman. Someone who's very pleased with their past, their memories. And behind us, the Ace of Swords. Secret of Truth. The Sword of Truth. Also something of an epiphany, a good idea. And in front of us, the Chariot. Travel. Also evolution. Maybe there is a journey involved here. And in the current energy, Three of Pentacles. Work. Maybe you'll be traveling for work. Fits right in with our runes. And in the outside energy and what others see, the Two of Wands. Card of Dominion. And then in what we fear or hope, the Devil. Card of bondage, habits, vice, but also personal power. And finally, in the end, the Wheel of Fortune. Card of destiny, fate, karma. Wow. That is a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4. All here. A lot of court cards. And a little of everything, really. Fire, earth, air, more fire, water with the Queen. Of course, earth and fire, naturally with the Devil, but Capricorn, so earth. And then the Wheel of Fortune, of course, has all 4 of the fixed signs. So Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus. Powerful reading. And I think the runes are dead on. Could be a journey. It could just be personal evolution. There could also be a bit of interference from others. Though the court cards aren't heavy, I wonder if there's somebody in your energy who is going to stand against you. It's possible. Though the runes don't really indicate that. Other than perhaps Uruz, the Auroch rune. They are mighty and strong, after all. And to be right next to Fehu in the stave. Fehu being cattle. It's almost kind of like the moon with the dogs in the Rider-Waite, where there's a wild one and a tame one. And we do have the Devil. The center energy is definitely a lack of confidence, but it could be due to another person. And I wonder if it's a Queen of Cups type of energy. So somebody who's focused on the past, maybe a bit stuck in the past, as it is in the foundation. It's down there in the ground. And if it isn't precisely your energy, it is in that it's holding you back a bit. And that's what the Seven of Swords is in the cross. Seven of Swords, again, is the card of strategy or interference. In the positive, you might have a strategy around this. It could be that you've thought of it. And with the world up above, there's a cycle that's ended, and you know this. There's something that's ended. So perhaps there is a type of an almost passive feminine energy that is holding you back somehow. It's keeping you rooted when you need to move. You need to carry on. And this could be somebody at work. Yeah. And the truth is they know that you've established yourself effectively. Or this is at home, possibly. And that's what the devil is. If you are journeying somewhere, if you must go, and this is perhaps a significant other, maybe one that's been around for a while, maybe you've been thinking of changing that fact. The Ace of Swords in the past may be exactly that. Could be for someone. But if we go with what the runes are guiding us with here, I think this is indeed some type of a work journey. You have to go. And you have to leave somebody behind. Somebody who loves you. And you love them, I think, in this case. And that's what this Devil card is. It's almost like the bondage of homesickness, in a way. It's what wants to keep you right where you're at, chained. But you're this bird, and you must fly. You have to break the chain, and you have every means to do that. Now, you could be going and working with other people. And when you do this, when you go, the Wheel of Fortune here will be critical. This is part of your destiny, or fate. Though I do think it might be a bit of both, honestly. If fate is something we can't stop and destiny is dependent on what we do, I think both energies are present here. And that's part of the devil again. You're bound to this, to the wheel, to this profound change. And will be coming. And you have to go. And find your fortune. Away from home. Away from this person. And you might not look back. Step into a new dominion. They see that. They see that you are potentially going. I'm getting a bit of travel in the readings recently. And it makes sense for this time of year. A lot of construction. This card in the Rider-Waite is quite literally a scene of construction. Somebody, or at least maintenance, working on something, building anew, working as a team. Three of Pentacles. Yeah. This is definitely a reading about the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Necessary for your growth. And unfortunately, I think there is someone who will be left behind in this. That's tough. It's very tough. I don't see how this is avoidable. Perhaps it is. Maybe. But I think the runes and the cards both are telling you that you have to go. Regardless of this person's energy here, who's kind of keeping you down on the ground, you need to fly away. I don't think this is due to anything. There is no infidelity in that way, and if this isn't some kind of interpersonal relationship or intimate relationship, I should say, and it's a work-related thing, it's just you have to move on from a job that loves you. And the people there love you. Even it could be people. This could be the people at this job, your current job. But for you to grow, for you to step out of one cycle and into another and approach real abundance and find yourself in a circle, a cycle again of wealth creation through work. Yeah. No doubt. So it'll be hard in a way. Hope it isn't someone who you're in a relationship with. That's hard. It might be, though, for some of you. For others, I really think it is a work situation that you might not want to leave because it is a comfortable place. It's comfortable. It's great. There's nothing wrong. The only thing that's wrong is that you have outgrown it. That could be what Awaz is here, too. The horse rune. You have the old horse, but you're moving on to a new one. The Chariot. You're moving on. And if this isn't literally about travel, it's just moving on from one state to another. And it's kind of bittersweet. It's a little tough for everybody involved. You won't regret it. You'll be missed. But I doubt this will have a very negative effect on the place, if this is a job, on the place where you've been. I'm almost getting the sense that it's been a while. And going back to the center, the querent, you, the king of wands, you could be the hotshot there at this current place. You could be number one. Absolutely the best they have. But if this 7 isn't necessarily an interference from someone and it is your own strategy, it's an exit strategy. 7. Then he tends to, the X is above 4 X's, 40. I guess 46 if we add up the lower numerals too. That would be 10. 4 and 6. 21. 36. 46. Add 4 and 6. Numerologically, that is 10. A new beginning, back to 1. Yeah, there's another play there. The king and queen here. You as the king of wands, someone else is the queen of cups. It's rather incompatible. It works to a certain degree, but I don't think these two could ever really truly be happy together. There will always be a bit of dampening from the queen onto the king's wands, the fire. It makes steam. And while that is a workhorse, 3 of Pentacles, it might not be what you need to do. It doesn't necessarily create the abundance that you are fated for, destined for here. Let's get a couple clarifications from the Rider-Waite here on some advice. The cards and the runes are pretty straightforward, so hopefully we'll get an idea of how to make this a little easier, let's say. Okay. Page of Wands reversed, the Sun, and I dropped one, so pardon me. Oh, 7 of Swords reversed. Wow, okay. So with the Page of Wands reversed, I feel like this should be kind of quiet. You shouldn't make a big announcement. This shouldn't be a big, like, I'm out of here, people, if you are leaving a job. This should just be a quiet exit. And that's what'll make you happiest here. And the whole situation. And the Seven of Swords in reverse, I think that is exactly what that's telling us, is that with it being crossed here, you're worried about this potential looking bad like the devil because you're just walking out on some place that's been really good to you. Well, the fact is you've been really good to them too. And you have to step into your power here. So this is the hopes and the fears. So you need to embrace both sides of the devil. And in the positive, the devil is the card of personal power. That's what puts you up the hill. And yeah, the seven of swords reversed and the Seven of Swords crossing the king, you. That's your answer. You don't have to be devious. It isn't devious. Don't think of it as devious. Don't think of it as you're hurting someone by leaving quietly. You're not. You just go. Whatever that translates here. If this isn't a job and this is a relationship, you just kiss them goodbye and see what happens on the way and when you get there. That's all you can do. You kind of have to surrender to fate here, which is a good fate, undoubtedly. The runes say that, and the Wheel of Fortune here is... I don't get any sense that it is in the negative. And if you give it time, not much, a season, you get to fall, Yera, and maybe at latest the first of the year. You'll have no doubt that you made the right decision. Truly. Well, let's look at the top and the bottom cards just because. Let's see at the bottom. Oh, the Five of Swords. Wow. And then the King of Pentacles. There you are. So the Five of Swords on the bottom. That's interesting, though. Let's think about that for a second. So the Five of Swords in the negative is defeat. It's also win at all costs. And in the positive sense, it's something that is when you recognize that you can't win somewhere. And that might, if this is a job or even a relationship, you've topped out. You've topped out. But you know you're a King of Pentacles. You will become a King of Pentacles. You are a King of Wands here, but you want to be the wealthy guy. You don't want to just be the show guy. Or gal. I'm not trying to be sexist here. This could definitely be for a woman. You want to go for the pentacles. You want growth. You want abundance. Aurochs. Ox. Or cattle. Yeah. These two things together, unstoppable. And that's what you want to be. That's what you will be. And in the negative sense, again, this is like win at all costs. If there is an energy at this job or in this relationship, this is them trying to work against you. With this 7 and this 5. But the advice here, I think, is you just quietly go. You just go. You don't make any big announcements. You got your truth here in the Ace of Swords. You've got the Chariot waiting. You've got the work. You know where you're going, and you will have the work. You have all the confidence of the Two of Wands, the Dominion card. This is unmistakable. This is a personal evolution and a journey, all in one. Works in both directions. There's no question. You gotta go. But just do it quietly. Don't be a show. Don't make a show of it. No big deal. There one day, gone the next. You'll be fine. Yeah. And it won't be seen as anything underhanded. I think it's also the reversal of this energy. That's the way we take this energy away. It's what's kind of keeping you down. You can cut away this past emotional energy that's just holding you there like a, sentimental. The sentimental feeling. Yeah, and you'll be on your way to happiness here. The sun. And I think that's this reading. If you found value in it, please like and subscribe if you'd like. Also, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. And with that, take care, everyone.